And if the stop is too big, then you look for the continuation. Because here's reversals. This is a reversal, right? This is C2. So if we were to go like this, all right, this is legit what the schematic looks like. I mean, yeah, then you're just getting in too early because this is accumulation. So we expand new phase of price, then you have to wait for reversal signature. Buy there, stopped out. Yeah, it's because you're getting way so yeah, I think I know what you're saying now because I used to do this too. Let's just say, okay, SMT, whatever. But I mean, regardless, this example is very invalid. But let's just assume there's an SMT here, right? So yeah, I don't even know. It's just not even valid just because the CISD is like way up here, right? But let's just assume the CISD is here, right? The issue is right when we hit a key level, you have to remember time. Okay. So if I'm looking at look what time it is, 1:50. 2 o'clock can reverse off the previous hourly candle. 30-minute can reverse off its previous 30-minute candle, the 15, et cetera, et cetera. The 1 minute can reverse off its previous 1 minute, right? This candle can, once we close back in the range, we can reverse. Once we close, we sweep the previous candle, reverse, okay? So if we know this is the low of the hour, you have to wait. First of all, we expand into a key level. Okay, let's just assume that. Or we expand. We're looking, if you're bullish, you're looking for an AMD reversal. Now, let's just assume that we do have a CISD here, just because this is the example. Wait, something like that. Okay. So then you enter here because you're like, oh, yeah, a little swing point, whatever, SMT. Problem is, we can't just, unless we have an internal, this is where stage 2 comes in. Because we reverse off of, put this back, we reverse off the previous candles, or that's where you want to look for reversal. So if we, okay, we'll assume this SMT, whatever. If we SMT this on the other asset, then this is technically a protected low, right? But you're getting way too trigger happy. You have to let it develop and give you, so look, 2 p.m. opens low. Okay, so let's just assume an SMT. All right, so our CIST would be up here. All right, CISD. Now you could look to enter here if you want, right? And then we have this protected low because we have an SMT, meaning the other, you would trade the other asset, right? Stronger. Or if we got a 2-stage SMT, then you could get in here, somewhere right here, right? Higher low, CIST. Because we're assuming the other asset did that, right? Then you could get in and take this out. Okay, look right, we expand into what? Retracement. Okay. So then what's our CSD up here, right? Lowest low. Now let's assume we have an SMT. I don't really know, but just for this example. Okay, let's actually do this. All right, lower low, CISD. We're retracing. I genuinely have no idea what we do here. Okay, so now we have the reversal signature, CISD, SMT. Could either get in this, stops 50%. 2R. And then you can move this to break even, right? Because this is protected low. And then bam. So like expansion met with retracement, reversal signature, SMT, maybe, I don't know, SMT here, maybe two-stage SMT. It's just something, right? And then we expand. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you the drawing. Okay, so, okay, actually, right here, this is that reversal signature, right? Closing back in the range, closing back in the range. You want to trade the C3 CISD. We want to open low CISD. That's this wick. What is it coming into? This PD array. Rejects CISD, can enter here. Take the opposing side of the range. And then you could do this one, and then ideally, again, internal SMT. Inside of what? The PD array. So this is the continuation. This is the continuation. And then pair that with phase of price, meaning like, oh God, doing this backward is weird. Oops. So pair all that with phase of price. Just move that here. We know this is what? A pullback. Just like this. Right down here. Same shit. We expand, pull back into PD array, whatever. Right? There's a order block right here. And you get your C3. I watched your streams, that helped me a lot, and I'm still very confused. What are you confused with the model, bro? What do you not understand? I'm actually, let me guess. You're confused on the idea of aligning expansion candles. Let me guess. That's what it is, right? Okay, I can help you with that. Like very simply. So we have a key level. Because it's all derived off key levels. The daily opens low. Yeah, all right, let's do this. Daily's opening low. Okay. We've all seen this. I'm creating a London low of day profile. This is the easiest one to trade. So this color that I'm gonna change to is, this is gonna be 6, okay? This is gonna be 6 a.m. So if we have our SMTs, okay? So now we're starting to confirm the low of day, right? And we have, say, our hourly CIST. So like, meaning higher time frame, right? Like we market structure ship, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. But however you categorize this, but we have an hourly order block here. So if we know, okay, what the fuck? Okay. If 6 a.m. opens here, we know we have to respect up here, okay? To support what? Expansion. And we could do the daily. We'll say the day, previous days here, and then like, I don't know, some other, like previous week, okay? So we have, actually, sorry, doesn't really matter. Just something that makes sense. Okay. So we know price has to reverse right here. Okay. For what? For the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle to have a small wick that supports expansion, we know we have to reverse here. We have a key level to reverse off of. We have to respect 50% of the upper half of the previous 4-hour candle. So we know anything, we open low, anything in here. So let's assume this is the 6 a.m. 1 hour. It opens low. It's doing its thing. We expand. And then we're met with expansion on the 5-minute, creating what? A CISD. Come back, tap it. We create a propulsion block. You enter here, right? Let's just do that. And then we start doing this. Then 7 a.m. starts consolidating. What is that? That's a continuation profile. Comes up, creates its own order block, just like down here. Okay, and we actually get a breakaway gap. Let's just say that. Then we come down, 8:30 news. Okay, does this, whatever the fuck. I just made that up. We expand here. Now it's going to be 9:30. So what do? Manipulate, expand to the draw. Okay, let me break this down for you. On the 4-hour time frame, okay, yeah. Okay. So we know, like, looking in hindsight, this is this supports expansion, right? Key level. Let's just, yeah, whatever. Yeah, CIST. So as soon as we get the CIST here, just do red, or right here, okay? That's our first CIST. Then we get our propulsion block. This is where you want to enter, because we already have the reversal put in, okay? We know if we open low 6 a.m., CISD, tapping into, order block and then like fair value gap or something, whatever. I'm making shit up. I'll get rid of this box. CISD, propulsion block entry. Let's assume internal SMT, right? So confirm manipulation, CISD propulsion block, bam. We can assume that this is going to be low of the 4-hour candle. Target this. You hold it all fucking day or till the open, whatever. Okay. And then it supports expansion because it's a small wick. And then what was it? 10 o'clock. Right. We get a little SMT here. Okay. Our little CISD here. All right. Comes back. Let's say the hourly closes or the hourly opens high, manipulates, creates another SMT. So let's just say stage 2 or whatever internally. Get the CISD. Okay. 9. So we have another what? Protected low. This right here is the same as this. See how I accidentally created the same schematic here as we did right here. Look. You see that? Like if I made it smaller. Yeah, I'll show you a live example. But see this? Accumulation, manipulation into the distro, creating what? The CISD. Oh wait, the CISD, the CISD. It's all fractal. C2, close back in the range, C3. Okay? 9:30. So now it's what? Like 9:25, we expand. 9:30 comes, soups. So this is, whatever, turtle soup, whatever. Tapping what? Key level, creating what? 9:30 manipulation into expansion. Get your CISD. Could enter again, whatever the case is, into expansion. This, yeah, this is how the daily opens low, you get your reversal signatures. Higher time frame, this is Asia to 3 a.m. manipulates, expands higher, creates your inverse for value gaps, whatever. You get internal SMT. Your hourly opens for the next 4 hour opens low. We're getting all of our signatures again. The same swing low. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? They're all swing points. So we got our reversal signature, displacing out, come up, respecting what? Fair PD arrays, manipulating internal PD arrays, expansion, coming up, manipulating internal PD array or internal lows, creating SMTs at key times, supporting price all the way up. That's as simple as I can make it. First, you're going to see it on the low time frame, and then you'll see this like on the, if you look at a monthly candle, you'll see this on the daily. So let's look for an example. So let's look at the monthly quick. Or actually, I'll show you on the daily. So right here, right, you have your swing point. It's the same thing as right here on the daily. We expand. What do? We create the SMT, right? There's your internal SMT. We expand, create an order block. What do? We expand into what? Pullback. Into what? The order block, the CISD to support what? Price higher. Right? CISD again. Expansion into what? Pullback into what? The CISD. What are we taking out? This objective. This is the sell side. This is the buy side. Okay, CISD. Comes back, taps it. Or I don't know the dynamics of this candle. And then what do? We disrespect it. And that's, yeah, where we're at now. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. Literally the same thing I just explained. All the stuff, doing it over and over. So then internally, if we understand that, I'm going to greatly assume there's an SMT here because we cannot reverse without SMT. Okay. We could trade back to the open right here. Okay. So higher low, did we SMT that? Let me look. Yeah, so we're just absolutely ripping. Okay, so again, this is a filter for price. I wouldn't even trade this because we're opening way too high. The only trade I would take is back to the range or back to the open. Okay, so here's that SMT that I was anticipating down here, but okay, okay. Fuck, dude. Okay, so we have a 6 a.m. reversal into expansion. I wish, okay, let me try it. This will show us the example. So we expand into consolidation. The only way we can reverse is manipulation. So I already know what happened, so I can talk confident now. But it's for a good cause. This is really important to know. So if the daily, so we're on the hourly, so this is the daily candles. We already have our swing formation, right? We close back in the range. We SMT here. Yeah, we SMT right there. So we can greatly assume this is protected. Daily, literally open high. So what's a key level? Right here. Why? Previous day. Okay, just literally what the example. Now we did open pretty deep, so I would only take it down to this level. So we have expansion into what? Consolidation. We're still bearish. The only way we can reverse is AMD reversal. What does 6 a.m. do? It opens high, creating an SMT, displacing back in the range. Okay, and we will see this on the 5-minute. Now, if we're assuming this is high of day, because of the SMT, we can take 50% here. We know 7 o'clock has to open high and reverse somewhere here. Go to 5 minute. So we have expansion met with expansion to a pullback to continuation. Okay, cool. We see the reversal signature. This expansion's creating an SMT. Sweeping what? Key levels is what? The hourly swing point. Okay. So we create our first CISD and then we come up into what? Key level, close below CISD. Okay. Ideally, we have an SMT in here, and then you could trade this and put your. So this is like more of the reversal signature because the 6M hasn't closed. So you could take this or wait for C3. So let's do that. Okay, here's 7. So we know 7 has to reverse somewhere here. This is a protected swing point. So this, I would want this to open into this. Now, if it displaces away, that sucks. Yeah, it's going to. But ideally, get your CISD, right? All right, we'll trade C4 then. Fuck it. It's not going to give it to us, then fuck you. You know what I mean? But regardless, like you can see why the 7 a.m. had to respect right here. Because it creates a small wick. We already have high of day in. Reversal. So this is the reversal into expansion. So if I go to the 15 minute, because it'll show the 4-hour candles here. So we have a expansion into a key level, creating an SMT into, okay, you get it all. Okay, cool. And then whatever a key level is, right? We open so high, we can only take this out. So then we go back to the 5 minute, wait for 8. So we know 8 can only, not 8, but yeah. Like pretty much just breaker block is where we have to reverse off of. Just like that. Just like that. See? Why? Because that's what supports for the 4-hour. Like we can't come way back up here. Otherwise it doesn't support expansion. It looks like news. So this, you could probably enter here, 50%, 2R, something like that. Let's see if it taps us in. Okay. CISD, right? CISD opens high into a key level. CISD, we put our limit at the CISD, put our stop 50% right here, and then target 2R. And see how I'm not trying to make, well, I knew it was going to work out like this, but it's still like the same exact framework. And then what time is this? Yeah, 9:30. Okay. So 9:30 driver is going to drive away. Why? Because we create a new swing point. So this is all protected. This is obviously already protected. We open high into PD arrays to displace away from. Obviously, I knew this was going to work, but this is the framework. And this is the daily, right? If we go back to hourly CISD, there's that high time. Fuck, I got rid of it. High time frame CISD, 8:30, opens high, taps the high time frame order block. SMT, high of day. Previous day high protected. We open high. We know if this is protected and we're getting an AMD reversal, we know this is high of day, right? Makes sense? We know, like, it just is what it is. And then supports expansion back to the, see if we can skip through this. Time. So 11. Okay, so we do expand lower to previous day low. This was a really big retracement, so I would trade back to just previous day right here, just because we would get in somewhere here. Okay, so 4 hour profiles pretty much simplify the hourly time frame because it really just summarizes the sessions for you. So, for example, we have London, we have pre-market NY slash open, and then we have NY AM session, right? These three. So it summarizes what's going on, and 4 hour SMTs are pretty much session SMTs. So if you can dissect that on the hourly, that's going to help with internal SMTs. And I'm saying all this because you have 4 hour profiling, et cetera, et cetera. And the whole point of 4 hour profiles is so that you can figure out if we have an established low of day to trade away from. So, for example, is this an established low for the day? Can I if this is low of day, you could literally long right now, put your stop down here, and like we should be good, right? Okay, this is a bit absurd, but like right here, right? That's the point of understanding 4 hour profiles with London, low of day or whatever. NQ had some pretty clean examples. So like right here, right? Here's London. London getting swept. Did we tap it perfectly? Damn near almost, but regardless, fair value gap. So London got swept, right? 4 hour profile, so we can see that. But also on the hourly, we have the same exact thing, creating what? SMT at a key time, 9:30. This is the long today, by the way. And then C1, 2, 3. And then we want to trade C3 continuation, so 3 minute. This is the long I took today. CISD, then you get in. But we can establish this is low of day. So when you have low of day established, not low of day, but low of session because Asia was low, then that allows you to trade away. So going back to I have to explain that because it's not a pattern trading thing. Like it takes a lot of context. Okay, yes. Market profiling, daily and weekly profiles, like open, high, low, close, if that's what you mean. Yes, study open, high, low, close, and like where wicks have to form because that's essential. Like this daily wick so far supports expansion. We get an hourly CISD, this could be a low of day. We have an SMT, like everything like this. I think this is a higher time frame SMT, if I'm not mistaken, in a key level with the daily opening low, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. Reversal concepts, by the way, it's just C1, 2, 3, which is T-Trade's fractal model. That's why it's GxT, Garrett, and T-Trades. So fair value gap. Now, inside this fair value gap, let's look for a reversal signature. Let's go to the 1 hour. Oh, C1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that, expansion. But anyways, got a reversal signature, 2-stage SMT, like daily's opening low. So I would consider this like potentially low of day already. 15-minute CISD. Yeah, so in the next like hour, I'd want this to close. And then what I would do is look for the continuation. So this would be the confirmed CISD. So then if the next hourly opens low, taps into a higher time frame CISD, maybe get a SMT there, CISD, right? Just like what I've explained multiple times. Get in on the continuation. This one I wanted to hold just because we swept and displaced higher, but this wick was not good because closed back. I don't have it up, but it closed back inside the range of the previous day, which is why we reswept yesterday right here. So we took out previous day first, came up, failed to close above, and we failed to take this out. So what does that mean? We're going to come take out this low again to then come take this out. So we have a daily swing point and we have logic to do this. And we also have a daily SMT here. We've already opened low. Like, I mean, this is like a beautiful. Literally everything is telling me this is potentially a low of day. So I'll actually look to get a continuation and then go to bed. Trigger happy. It's funny. The hourly just opened, so you gotta chill. Don't chase. Assuming we close like this, because you'd be like, oh, what about this high? Okay, well, price open high, sweeping the low, failing to displace lower. What does that mean? We're gonna retake out the high, which supports our idea. Okay, so this is now my target because we opened high already. I'll show you right here. AMD reversal to take out the high. Okay. And you guys can look back at recording when that does happen. The candle can open high as long as it has a small wick, pretty much. But if it opens high into nothing, like it doesn't hit previous day high, right? It doesn't take a key level up, then I don't consider it an open high. You can join the Discord and chat with me if you have questions. And there's some resources in the Discord as well. For example, I'll just show you really, really quick. So you have indicators that I use and then my watch list. Education, I have breakdowns from the daily all the way down to the 4 hour explaining the expansion. That's more T-Trade's fractal model. Again, I put in like examples for you to study if you want. I just did this the other day, but breaking down exactly why I took this trade and annotating it so you can understand there. And then this is the trade, which I shouldn't have done. Market profiles, you can save this or whatever. And then again, I put examples of the chart because I know a lot of people like to see that stuff, which I get it, makes sense. And soon I'll work on that PDF to like simplify, the market maker buy and sell model. Okay, so we have 6 p.m. opening high, sweeping previous day. Let's go YM here. Again, it seems really, really repetitive because we're doing it super quick, right? So, but every day you just do this like once and it takes a couple of minutes just to look. So, I mean, it's potential key level because this is a failure swing. And then the next one is way down here, right? So it's pretty far away. So this could be a protected low. And then we could just manipulate this to go higher. So this looks like a London high of day, right? So we accumulate, manipulate with an SMT at a key time to expand away. So expansion met with expansion. Okay. Previous day. No, I don't have it. Whatever. 6 p.m. Open. So we can assume the top wick, right? And then we have key levels under us. See these failure swings? It's like perfect. So now we can trade away. Get rid of this fair value gap. Can trade away from this. We have a valid deal to trade away from. So we could probably do 30-minute. SMT inside of a gap. Uh, probably trade ES here. So I'm assuming the hourly, the 4 hour. Look at the week. I forgot what the weekly was like. Damn. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I still think we can trade lower. Daily is pretty bullish, so we traded internal going back to external. But look at the phase of price, right? So I understand I'm potentially trading a pullback because we are bullish. Expansion met with expansion. So I have to be careful. But into what? If I'm long bias, I want to do this. So let's just trade that, right? We should manipulate into it. So makes sense. I don't know. I think we give this a shot. But I don't like these opposing candles, so I'll just get a continuation. Continuation signature. Expansion. So this opening high. 30-minute. Let's see. Let's just go back. So I was just looking on that because I forgot. 30-minute. Okay, so here we sweep this low. We failed to really display. So I'd want to see one of these sweeps, unless we see iced tea. Yeah. So again, we failed to displace lower. So I would anticipate one of these to sweep. Time is at 8:30, so we go back. Again, remember we're fading the higher time frame. Did YM see this? Why we gotta look at YM? Yeah, so we have this SMT with YM, which is here. This range here. Okay, so now we just have to wait because I'd want to trade away from this. So, let's see, equal highs. If we let's look at the daily quick. We don't have an expansion on the daily. Let's get here because we have a 6 a.m. Do we have SMT? SYM? No, we don't have a SMT here. So if we do, then we could have a 6 a.m. reversal into expansion, right? But we don't have that profile. So I'm still assuming this is high of day because we have that SMT at a previous day. We expanded into consolidation into expansion. So what? Pullback, right? Because we're not like we did this, right? This isn't really like pullback. We didn't SMT the low, right? So this looks like a pullback. If I go here, look at that pullback, right? So we can assume. So I want to see maybe 9:30 opens high, sweeps, manipulates like that. And then we can trade away from this. So let's see if we can get that. Because we have what? Failure swings under us. Okay, except, well, why? Yeah, I can kill a little bit, right? But we have to confirm with our 5-minute CISD. So here, oh, it's 10. Okay, so 10 a.m.'s opening. So if we look here, we manipulated this range high in a fair value gap, CISD, right? Closing back in the range. Look at the close. Look at the close, bullish, bearish. SMT, lower high, bearish. Coming down. Fair value gap, upper fair value gap. We soup this. We open way up here. We already have our CISD here. I want to short ES. It's weaker. Bearish close, bullish close. Everything here makes sense for expansion lower. For like, I would take this. So here we have our CISD. So here's the thing. If we lose this, that's fine. We have our plan. We literally have everything we want to see. I guess we could short YM though. YM is weaker. So let's actually short YM. Do we have proper R? Yeah, I mean it's 2. Okay, so what do we want to see here? We want to see 10 a.m. open high into the create a small wick and then displace lower. Oh. Okay. So look at NQ, look at ES, look at YM. Open high, small wick, expansion. This is like everything aligned. And then they all expand away, just like that. And I'm pretty good at teaching concepts, right? I'm teaching you the logic. Now it's for you to go execute. It's not up to me or anyone really. So that's what I do. I just try to help. So pretty much what here, again, low probability. I mean, what are we gonna, there's nothing to do. It's Thursday, so we'll just taper this. You could trade a reversal, but like, that's terrible. We have no range to really like manipulate really. 6 p.m. just opens low, which is not bearish, right? If we open high into what? Order blocks, discount of the range, fair value gaps, and then we do this, now we can trade away from this protected high at 9:30 right here. Okay? But because we just opened low, we have nowhere to really trade away from if we're short, right? And also on ES, like we're cutting for swings, yes. And we do have this SMT, so then we can go into the internal here. 9. So here's the protected or swing point. Ideally, okay, 2 a.m. could be low of day, but the only thing we could trade into is the open here, right? Because if we go to the daily, this wick does not support expansion. We can just trade back to like here. That's pretty much it. So if we're trading this 4-hour candle, ideally we respect 50%. So then it has to reverse here. Like if we get a deep pullback here, then it's just chalked, you know? Okay, so this supports expansion. CISD, 10 a.m., opening low. So we go here into this, oh, I thought it was a gap, but order block, propulsion block, right? Order block, create another order block. So if we're anticipating this is low, LRLR, right, that we already ran out, and we can trade back to the open, we can get on side with this. Now, this trade here, well, let me look at ES here. Here's the open. Now ideally we get 2-hour. See, the 10 a.m. supports expansion. 4-hour supports expansion. If we're assuming low of days here, right, we have this swing point on the 4-hour. So here's our range, and then we manipulate down here. But we can trade like back into the range, which is what I'm explaining. Because we go to the daily, like we did expand pretty heavily. So we could take a small stab at this. But again, if we SMT'd at a key time, 9:30, right here, or 8, 9:30, whatever. If this happened, ideally a 2-stage, right? If you know, you know. Something like that. That never happened. So this is like a pretty low probability setup. I think I'll take a yes here just because we have bigger opposing candle that we're doing, and also the opens further away. Could probably set a limit here. But again, yeah, this low is like sus to me. Yeah, and we hit there. So we expand into that, and we're like, if this trade that we're in now, first of all, if we inverse this, we lose. Second of all, this order block needs to respect, just like that. So now we have this high, this higher high, this confirmed on a micro CISD. This is an internal CISD. This is an external to confirm this. So let's see. Okay, now we can trail our stop. Does that make sense? Because what did we just create? Okay, the high of the bodies to this open here. And to be fair, we didn't even do that. And we did that on NQ as well. So mechanically, we can trail. Yeah, higher high right here from a body perspective. Now, NQ took out our level here. Okay, so we created this SMT, and we're really failing to displace. But what time is it? 11. If we're bullish, we want the hourly to open low into what? This CISD. This is our last line of defense, this body. If it closes below this, SMT, CIST, and we go lower. And we have that higher time frame CIST. See how that all makes sense? So like we should get out of this. Actually, here, I'll where are we at? Yeah. I'm going to go break even, and I'll explain why. Like in real time I would do this. This order block, we'd want to see 50% respected. So tap this wick, whatever, and go. Like something like that. So we'll see. Okay. Nice. So 11, open low into this what? Order block. Right here. That's a key level. So now we could look at the 30. And like here, this is how you can start to manage. If we close back inside this range, I'm out. Yeah, and NQ is like there. So let's look at that. Actually, I think we do. Yeah. So mechanically, we could just get out of this. And we will. Even it could go on, but look at that. So it did end up hitting TP. But still, like you wouldn't want to be a part of this anyways, to be honest. But the logic all made sense though. It's obviously low of week. Maybe Friday. Let me look at the weekly. Okay, so the weekly big wick. We do not anticipate a huge body, especially on Friday. So we could trade back to the open, which is here. Okay, It's all concept, all fractals. So the daily, okay, close back in the range. Okay, so that's bullish. This is manipulation. Ideally, Friday's distribution. Accumulation, manipulation into distro on the daily. The thing is it doesn't make sense, especially when we have all these failure swings. If I go to the smaller time frame, these are all failure swings that price is going to want to trade into. And we don't trade away from those. Like, it's really silly to do that. Like, we don't, if you had a trend line, like, we're not going to do like that or whatever. Or, yeah, like, you just wouldn't do that. We trade into that. Yeah, so going back to the 4-hour or the daily, this wick supports expansion higher. The daily closed super bullish after sweeping, expanding. So expansion met with expansion, that's a reversal profile. Okay. Into consolidation, that's a continuation profile. Okay. So we have a small daily wick. We have a clear target. We have LRLR. Looks like we have a 2 a.m. low of day. So to me, it makes sense to long. So then what I do is where's our open at? Okay, 6 p.m. we open low into key level. Here's the open. This is the candle open. If we're bullish, we open low. If we're bearish, we open high. Open low, creating an SMT. Add a key time. Okay, what time? 3 a.m. London. What do we create? CIST. So 1 hour CIST, I guess. So we can assume if I take this box here, this is going to be the wick on the daily. If I extend this out, see how it's the wick? We open low into a key level, creating an SMT at a key time, 3 a.m. London. Expansion into a pullback. So if we look at this, expansion into a pullback, continuation. Now, this continuation here, failure swings. I don't like that, right? On the low time frame, but the higher time frame is bullish. Okay, so are we all on the same page? So we're gonna play this out. We do so, and then we have this protected low. Now we have this swing protected. 6 a.m. should be a low. London should be a low of day. 6 a.m. should be a protected, because what are we creating? Higher low, right? So we can trade somewhere back into here, get in here, CIST on the 5-minute, right? Something like that. And then we get the expansion. So we'll just wait. Okay, so see how we trade up into all these failure swings? Remember that trend line? See that? We trade into this always, never trade away. But now look at ES. It's way, way behind. Like NQ's way up here. Let's look what 930 does. All right. Okay. Go to the 4 hours since we're trading the 4-hour expansion. We still have this. We still have our hourly CIST that price is tapping into. So 930 expands into a key level. We're anticipating to expand away, right? Creating what? An SMT. At a key time. Key time. So we have NQ is stronger, but see, now it's weaker. Notice the strength switch. Now ES can catch up. See how NQ is way up here? Now ES can catch up. 10 a.m. opened into a gap. okay, hourly. A small wick on the 4 hour supports expansion. Small wick on the 10 a.m. inside of a gap that broke the highs to the left. Okay, so this 7 a.m. is important, right? This fair value gap. Creating an SMT, tapping into key level. So now we go to the 5-minute. Once we get the CISD, that confirms that we can look for longs. Okay. So now we can enter long. Fair value gap. So we're disrespecting bearish PD rays, creating bullish. Okay. Disrespecting this opposing candle to create an order block. So we can get in here and we can target here. Okay. Expansion, retracement into expansion. So this setup, I would literally take, the only shitty part is it's Friday. Look at the wick. Small wick. C1, 2, 3. Continuation. LRLR. We have low of day in. So I'm running you through all the confluences. Low of day with SMT. We have we're 10 a.m. open low inside of a fair value gap. Let me look. We have an SMT here. So we have a stage 2 SMT. I'll explain that in a sec. Let me show you. Make this look, let me get rid of this. Okay, so we'll just do this one so you can see the lower low, weaker, higher low, stronger to what? Catch up to NQ because it's way up here already. Okay, so I would take this all day regardless how this plays out. So yeah, it just looks clean to me. So here, this fair value gap needs to hold because if I were to draw out, here's the buy curve or buy model, right? We're inside of this side of the model. On this side of the model, every single bullish fair value gap in order block needs to support price higher. Order blocks, fair value gaps to get to the draw. On the contrary, bearish fair value gaps. Okay. So if we assume we're on the buy side, like on the overall, see, you can literally see what I just drew. Like what I just drew was this. Right? We're just now getting into the higher time frame. But regardless, it's fractalized. So like sell, buy, here's original consolidation. I'm not trying to teach like that, but we're on the buy side. So this stuff needs to hold. So if we go back here, this needs to hold. In worst case, this order block has to hold. Ideally this one here, because it's the last down close, actually, right here. So we tap it, and then we need to what? Create another order block. Just like that. So now, mechanically, this low should be protected. It's a swing point, right? Opens low into bullish PD arrays. Get rid of that. Respecting bullish PD arrays, disrespecting bearish BPR. Expansion met with expansion, reversal. Now we can mechanically adjust our stop here. We're just going to go break even just because, I mean, why not? And we should continue our expansion just like that. So look what we're doing. Creating order blocks, fair value gaps, and we're respecting. Okay, let's see how far this goes because this is a really good example. So here, down close. We don't have any fair value gaps here, but we have this. Once we okay, we hit our key level, by the way. So, and look at NQ. See how it's just barely getting back up. So now if we zoom back out, look at ES. See how we caught up? See that? Two-stage SMT. This is really important. This is a really good example. So I have this live streamed on YouTube. You can go back and watch this, by the way, guys. If you want to study this entire, like this is the trades you want to get in. So now we go to the 5-minute. We expand into a key level, new phase of price. What is that? Looks like consolidation slash, yeah, which means continuation. So if we zoom back out for a sec, remember how on the weekly, how I said we should only anticipate to get back to the open? Because why? This massive wick does not support this Friday to do that. So we have to lower our targets. So this like best case, and if NQ hits it, I think we retrace. So let's just tape read this. NQ hits it. Okay. So like I said, respecting order blocks. Look right here, the lowest low, CISD, tap, bam. So once we get the CISD here, set your limit on the CISD. You could do 50% of the wicks if you want, right? Because it should respect. And then wherever, that's the draw that NQ's at. Now, I'm not anticipating this to play out, but I'm just showing you how bullish order flow, bullish PD rays are respecting. Okay, I guess I don't have a normal. See that? Literally exactly, and I don't know this PA, but and look what happens. As soon as we hit that objective, the open of the week, we go to the weekly. Obviously, we distributed, but back to the open, which was Monday's deal. I like the high. So this like, and then notice how we go sideways. New phase of price. New phase of price. Yeah, so like YM is just straight up weaker. Okay. There's nothing that I don't think I can trade away from, so we're just gonna have to wait. Seven. Yeah, we're just opening high. Just kind of what I thought, but I think yeah, we do have the what's it called? Yeah, the bearish SMT or the bullish. All right, made the top wick. Let's see. Could reverse off this. No, there's just nothing. Like there is this SMT here, but we've already expanded. I don't see any key levels to reverse off of. We do have this LR, but yeah, like this is the only area I think we can reverse. Yeah, so right here, this is the only, like I said, this has to be high of day, and we know that paired with SMT. It's not like a strong swing point SMT, but this profile is just open low. Like and we just did this, right? Open low, high, sweep, and then we go lower. Wait for 10. Okay, so it's pretty much 10. We look at the 4 hour. Obviously, we're closing back in the range, so that means that we're gonna break this low on NQ. The only relevant swing, like we do have this SMT here, but if we're gonna close back in here and take this, that should drag us down to here with all of these assets here. So yeah. All right, so 30-minute CST. So what I'm seeing, all the assets are reversing. This is obviously a reversal profile. And we have this SMT, like this internal swing that swept, right? So the way that I see this is high of day, like it has to be. We have LR here. We have draw lower. Weekly is bearish. We have our CST on all the time frames. So if we get a 3-minute CISD, like a propulsion block, pretty much. So pretty much like that. Do we have a strength switch? This SMT. So it's weaker. CIST for very tap, respect. So yeah, we just want to see this. Keep respecting. We have a swing point here. So like we could just trade this lower. Could give this a shot. I just don't like, hold on, is like it's, we don't have a big bearish candle or opposing candle to, because every time I've tried this, it fails. So we'll just get a continuation. So like here, ES looks good, right? A big opposing candle. So like ES looks better. Not gonna lie. Like mechanically it's here, so we'll take it. I'm watching NQ right when it takes out low. Yeah, we're just gonna take ES. Beautiful. The SMT here. Higher time frame is more bearish. Now we did create this SMT here, right? But this SMT already did its job to manipulate the highs to go lower. So we can disregard this. Now we can use this LR as a target. And then on NQ, the LR there. But like the reason why I took ES as well. Now, granted, yes, it's strength switching here. We don't really have an SMT really here, but the opposing candles looked more promising to me. Like it's just more, if I zoom into this, rather than these little ones. Like this was bigger. But yeah, so it is weaker. And then I looked here. If we look right here where I'm looking and I look over here, right? If I go over to NQ, same spot, this is the same exact low. So like we're pretty much in the same level. And because of all that, plus the high time from SMT, I took Yes. We may not reverse until either all of them hit the, because if we're going to reverse, we have to do it like right now. We can't, like we can't let these catch up. Otherwise NQ will just go lower, which is fine, but and the daily profile does not suggest that because we already opened high, right? Opening high instead of a gap. Okay. It's pretty obvious we have a clear like area to trade away from. But like where to? That's the question, right? Previous day. We have that because we do have a small wick with an SMT at previous week with 4 hour. Small daily wick. So like 9:30 could literally open. We just don't have anything internally. We do have this swing point, but no SMT. Yeah, so like if we SMT'd in here, I would consider it, but so I want 9:30 to go low. Like that. Okay. So SMT here. Go to the hourly. What's this? All right, previous day. So small opposing run here. SMT. So this is the weakest asset. Yeah, I think YM wants to go there first. So we'll just look over here. So once we get this CISD, we can. We strength switch, bro. So look here, YM's weaker. We do get the CISD here. We don't get it here. Well, we do with NQ. Time is it? So yeah, made a lower low. Wow. See how we're switching strength? So it was weaker, now it's weaker or stronger, you know? But it sweeps it. So I think we could take this continuation. I do low risk here. Only problem I'm not a fan of is like we're just really high in the range. So we have to be careful. But it's just all of them have a ways to go. I'm honestly looking over here at ES for my TP. Yeah, see, look at that. But I want to wait for ES to hit it. And Q is going to hit it. Go break even, obviously. So see how we're accepting, we're not reversing, we're just consolidating. So I want to see. How do I go break even? I thought of, wait, what the fuck? Whatever. I thought if I hit this, whatever. I don't know. So like, yeah, well, just hit it. Yeah. So the reason why I know we're gonna hit it is because the last hour, like 3 o'clock, is just gonna hit this. Is it not gonna work? I'm so confused. Okay. So like this was pretty clean. Right when YM took this high, we got a sharp pullback. But we failed to like then it turned into what? Expansion met with what? Pullback. So that's why it's just like, dude. Yeah, it sucks holding through all this, but this is not reversal. And ES hadn't hit it. So we're either waiting for ES to hit it to react. So here's your key level. Here's NQ. Here's ES. And then here's YM. So the only way we reverse is if like here, and then we get a sharp displacement like that. Then yeah, we get out probably break even, right? Because it's gonna be sharp. Then we know this is like a true SMT. Key level, what NQ doing its thing. ES is a little bit higher, doing its thing, and then YM is just doing it. So it's already accepted, right? Right here, it's already accepting and accumulating at the key level. Yeah, right there, right? So now I'm waiting for ES to tap it. Notice how they both tap it at like the same time, pretty much. But as soon as YM took it, then we get the pullback. So then now my shift is I'm not even looking at YM. It's really irrelevant to me. Now I'm looking at ES because it was closer, right? If I look right here to here, see like the distance. I can't fucking see how tiny like it is here. So it was closer. So what I'm looking at is like, okay, as soon as ES hits it, then are we rejecting? Are all assets giving reversal? Then this is chalked. Then the SMT is valid. But again, we never did that. We literally just went sideways and they both expanded. So really clean. Right to what? Previous day high. New phase of price. What is that? New phase of price? Accumulation. Expansion. This is not bearish unless we AMD with an SMT. Then we can reverse, but we don't. So yeah, super. Like, this is really, really, really clean framework. And also, by the way, this is why I was really confident. Expand into a key level. Next day, we reverse into expansion. It's really clean. Like that's why we could take this continuation right here. Or 10, like wherever this was. I think, yeah. Wait, was it right here? No. Yeah, right here. Like this expansion, remember I said like, are we going to do, sorry if I'm repeating a lot, it's just muscle memory, right? This is literally what we did right here off this low. We expand into it. Look at the reaction we get. This is literally exactly what I was saying just a second ago. Like, are we going to do that again here to then create the SMT here where we're like, then we retrace here into a pullback to then continue lower. So then all the assets then disregard this SMT. Well, no, we didn't do that. We ended up reversing off this SMT. So this signature was valid because they all reverse after taking this key level. After SMT in this key level. See that? See how does that all make sense? So if we get an expansion move away, hourly CISDs, all that shit, then it's okay. We can trade away from this into what? Previous day. That's the only draw that's valid. So just I'm explaining this because when you get in this and it's like you're scared, whatever. Actually, it's like somewhere over here, right? No, it's here. Like, oh my god, we're gonna reverse like these deep, like quick pullbacks. This shit, CISD. Oh my god, we CISD'd. Oh my gosh, we did again. Like, oh my goodness, AMD, like like bro. One, there's no SMT right here. Like there's nothing like you know what I mean? And the draw is right there. It just doesn't make sense. All right, daily. What's our key level? Well, NQ, we SMT'd. We SMT'd. So what are we gonna do? Take out this high. That is my draw. I don't give a shit about anything else. This is my draw. Because this low or this high took this low. And we failed to what? Displace lower. So if we fail to displace lower, we're gonna attack the high. Forget the other guys? Yeah. Right? So we're gonna attack this high. This SMT, what did it do? Right? The sweep here. What did this SMT do? It did its job. It created this SMT. It brought us to this low. So now that this SMT did its job, right? Got us to liquidity, but failed to take this low with displacement, we're going to go resweep this fair value gap. So we go from external to internal. Okay, so just had to explain that. So I really don't care what ES and YM do here because NQ is going to take out the high. Like YM's already up here, but again, I'm ignoring that because it's irrelevant. We might get a reaction, but like it's still irrelevant. You'll see this just hyping up. So if we open far away, right, where we're just displacing, I want to see this is low of day. Low of day is in. Okay. So we can expand to the draw. So I want to see a key level above high of day. So somewhere like this gap, ideally this gap, create an SMT. We can use YM for internal SMTs, I guess. $9.30. Inside this gap, we don't have an SMT though, which again, we don't need technically. So I'm going to just focus on, okay, well, we have this internal actually. So I like this because yeah, so we expand into this level and then we reverse off of it here. So we go to a 3-minute. This is our first order block. So we want to start getting on the buy side of the curve now. So if we bam. Okay, this looks good. Um tapping the PDR. So if we are gonna have an expansion here, then we have to, this has to be low of day right here. And we know that, right? Expand, but I don't like those failure swings, but we can keep playing it out. And same, like, if we know this is low, like, has to be some sort of lower day, we can SMT this, but we have to reverse here. So we're closing outside the range. So there's nothing to trade away from here. So we just have to wait. So again, we're opening low. We haven't taken out previous day, which is really nice, right? All right, so SMT, right? Nice. We don't really have thick closed candles, right? So not a huge fan. We'll wait for a 30-minute CIST. Nice. Beautiful. Right? SMT at a key time. So we have our swing point. It's probably just going to go, to be honest. Nice. Okay, that's good, actually. Go back out so we can see. None of them hit the key level yet. So wait a second. See how like NQ slowed down so these could catch up. So probably look for ES here. Yeah, we have, okay. Okay, that's a really deep retracement. So let's go to the 4-hour. Putting a low, we haven't SMT'd. So really just needs to reverse right here. Could probably long this, to be honest, if you wanted to. Again, like the huge opposing candles, I'm not a huge fan of, but it's not even 2-hour. Because here's the thing about this is like if we're gonna reverse, it's got to do it now. I get, well, okay, we'll trade the next one. So the reason why I'm saying we can do it is because we have this, right? This SMT. So then we can trade this candle. So we go to 3-minute. It just doesn't, well, I guess it's order block. I mean, I don't know. I guess we could try this. See how it's not a huge opposing down close candle? That's what I don't like. I'm going to tape read this, but it could work. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, so if we CISD this, yeah, I'll probably take this. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. But like we really got to expand here. But to where, right? Let's see. What day is this? Thursday? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? It's kind of late in the day, I'm not going to lie. 50% of the wick. Something like that, maybe. We just haven't, like our first draw is previous day, right? Like if we're going to go, we go now. That's kind of the point. Right. Oh, brother. I just fumbled this. I don't think so. There we go. Like I said, if we're going to go, we have to reverse right there. Open low, CIST, CIST. Beautiful. I mean, you really can't ask for better, to be honest. Besides waiting all day, not waiting all day, but pretty much top tick that. All right, so remember our draw for the weekly is this high. We may not get it because we do have a classic potential bye week. Thursday kind of slowed down a little bit. YM's way up there. So what I could see is ES taking this out and then we kind of stall out because it is Friday. See how close it is? This is the whole SMT thing. See how YM accepted it? ES is near it. NQ is really far away. So we need to open low and reverse soon so we can get the expansion. So very, very clear draw. I'm not short bias. We have a clear draw. ES is waiting, or YM is waiting for us. It's accumulating so we can finish the job, you know? Like that's the way I think of it. We do have a swing point, which is perfect, right? Let's see what this okay, so this looks pretty bad. Like I don't like the internals of this. It's not really at a key time. So I want to see this remanipulated for sure. Just like that. So now I really want to see us displace away. So if we get a 6 a.m. New York reversal, that makes sense. And we're inside this 4-hour gap. We're just, if you look at this, right, we're just retracing. So two-stage SMT. Honestly, this isn't really like something we would do a lot, but this is the only spot I can reverse from. Bam. Told you. Bottom tick. And we know that's the only spot, and I'll show you why. Or not the only, like we could have got reswept. But it was this right here. This SMT. I'm not gonna lie, it was this SMT. This lower low strength switch, I'm not even kidding. Because if we're gonna reverse, if we look at the hourly, if I just zoom out, oh, I guess we did close this at the range. So it wasn't the best. Because I thought we closed back in the range, reverse here. But let's look at NQ. Oh, yeah. See, it's going to take out the high. We'll taper this. Watch. So, see, this is literally exactly what we were just talking about. See how we accept it here? So, we're going to take it on NQ here. So, let's see if we can get a pullback and maybe a continuation. So, let's go that really quick. 30-minute fractal. Okay. So, see the swing point we have? We have a clear draw, and it looks, again, look what time it is, like 2 p.m. So we have our internal SMTs. SMT, sweep, CSC. Yeah, I think we can take this. Oh, no. It's got to go. Bam. See? This is what I would recommend you do. When you're learning this, but watch the framework that I'm going. Look at how I'm looking at the daily, back to the 4, back to the hourly, 30-minute, back to the hourly, making sure my draw is still right on the daily. Like, that's the framework you want to develop. So the first thing I'm always doing, daily open. So it's opening high. Then my next step is, do we have any SMTs to confirm, like protected swing highs to trade away from? So once we so here, I don't see anything I like. Like we have no SMT, like we kind of do here, right? We sweep this low, right? So we do have that SMT and we're reversing. So if that's the case, then we need a higher time frame CISD. Okay. So I'm running through the framework and I don't know like higher time frame. Okay. So it's just long. But what day is it? So here's where we figure out like what do we. So Monday, Tuesday. So we could expand on Wednesday a little bit, but I'd be more cautious because this is such a large range. So playing back into the after taking previous day, see how I'm like, we've already hit a draw to go lower. We have an internal SMT with the hourly. Okay, added key time 3:30. So I want to see some sort of SMT, maybe a 30-minute. Yeah, like we have a 30-minute, right? Respecting the 30. We have an internal swing. No CISD though, so whatever. Right? Here's the CISD here. So we didn't do it here, but we did it here because this is the, oh, actually, no, sorry, I lied. This is the CISD because it's the highest high. So no CISD, so we're just chilling. Go back to hourly because it's irrelevant. So again, this is how we go back to hourly because then I can stay on side with this, right? No CISD, so we just have to wait. There's nothing clear to trade away from, even at the lows. 9:30. See, 9:30 created this, but we got to confirm it by 10 o'clock close. Okay, well, what do I see here? An SMT. All right, right? So we reversed off this, creating what? A CISD. We don't have a CISD with NQ. So ES is weaker, but to where? So in this case, I would just go to the daily. It's like if we are going to trade back to the range, 50%. Like I'm running you through the framework quick, and then I'll answer the question because it's like we're gonna kind of talk like go over that in a sec. So if we're reversing, right, we have an hourly. This, if we want this 4 hour to be a continuation lower, then we have to reverse now. Like maybe in this 5-minute gap, a little key level here, right? So here we literally have to CISD. Okay, so then we go back. This invalidates the idea and we're done. Like literally we open high and low. We've taken session liquidity and we're failing to displace. So this does not support expansion and 2 p.m. news. So could you have traded this? Maybe we SMT'd with YM. Like, see how there's no internal manipulation? So it does create this swing point, but had we had a manipulation like that, then we could go into here, look for an internal, say we did something like that or something. I'm trying to set it up so that we catch the expansion. Actually, no, we can't even catch it. But point is like, we see how we just like invalidated everything. So bam. Now what I want you to do is backtest like that and figure out, again, this is the same exact thing that we just skipped. This is terrible. This is how you like avoid losses. If we're not going to reverse here to go lower, then it's just invalid. That's it. And go look at gold. Go look at something else. To learn, bro, I would backtest every day because the framework is so mechanical to where it's not like discretion. It's not based off how you're feeling. It's how you observe the market. So turn on the session indicator and you can go through like this if you want, even on TradingView. It's a little tricky because you see like this is decent. So just look at the daily open. Could do this on whatever time frame, right? Daily open, opening low. Do we have SMTs instead of higher time frame gaps, right? Building out logic. Okay. So then this is where we want to catch expansion. Start studying right here. We have a CISD right here. So this is that first stage CISD. Here's the second stage that I was talking about. Ideally, we get in somewhere here to like wherever the draw's at. All right, we'll just assume 2R. CISD1, CISD2. Right, so low of day, see if there's an SMT at low of day with something like this. So just study that. And then here's CISD1, CISD2. So do we get internally some sort of SMT, right? You see me backtest that all the time. So we could go and just double check right here. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, SMT right here, which is great. Let's see for this entry. So I'm showing you how to study pretty much. Let's get rid of this. So no SMT in here, right? But we do get this SMT at a key time 4 a.m., right? So SMT here, CISD. So you could enter here. There's stops here. You could study like what that looks like. Now, if you don't want to take this one, then we look for the stage 2, right? Say this. So we have our first CISD, nothing here. Oh, now we get our manipulation. Stage 2 SMT, let's say, maybe. Yeah. Bam. So we can even, like, this is literally like exactly what we're talking about. Stage 2 SMT, if you look here, this low is low, see, and higher low, okay? Then internally, CISD1, what do you want it to, I don't know. Like, if we look here, there's no SMT. So, like, yeah, right here. There's no SMT here, so probably discard it, right? And it's just now creating the first CISD for this asset. So you'd probably discredit that. And I'm pattern trading this, so we're not looking at like really time and the higher time frame. But you can see like this is literally a swing point. This right here is the same schematic as this. And what is this? The higher time frame closing inside, like the wick. So you trade C3. I'll show you that in a sec. But you get your stage 2 with the CISD. Can either set a limit or enter. Stops here. And then, I don't know, like where to target. Okay. Just because we can, right? And then bam. So then if we go back or to the hourly here. Yeah, what's that? Show you. See how we're closing back in the range? Bam. Sweep the low, close back in the range. Hourly CISD. This was the entry, that 5-minute whatever. CISD hourly, SMT, 2-stage SMT. This and then whatever here. Closing back in ranges. Like this is literally textbook. And then you go once you see us close back in the range at a key time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Creating your SMT, go to the 5-minute, just like what we just did, but I'm doing it in reverse. Wait for your first internal CIST like we just talked about. SMT, second stage, bam, enter, distribution. Bam. So now that you understand what the entries look like, right? You're just gonna study this. What kind of profile is this? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Huh. Feel like I've told you that before. What is this? AMD reversal. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So you understand the phases or like the profiles. Accumulation, manipulation, low of day, SMT, distribution. So once you like keep your eye on this and turn on the session so you can see accumulation, manipulation of the high, creating an SMT, CIST internally, closing back in the range, blah, 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 blah. And it looks like a perfect CIST right here. You could do that internal one, but whatever, right? And then stage 2, see how we're following order flow all the way down to like whatever the draw is. Probably SMT this low, but regardless. So study that and then go and back test it and figure out why you lose. Why am I losing? Oh, that SMT. Oh, like zoom out. Once you have your internal entry, like why did I get souped? Oh, I forgot. I didn't look for this SMT. Or this, just like what I refined with like the huge order blocks. Like I like to see big, bulky candles. Let's go to like a good example. Let's assume this is black. Barely closes above. Beautiful. With the CISD. Beautiful. Find that pattern over and over and over to see where it works, because then you know what doesn't work. Huge bulking candles, summarized or like, grouped, just closed above. Okay. Bam. Stops at the body. Bam. So, point is, like right here, this is nice. SMT, huge opposing candle, closes below, probably do a limit just because it's such a big whatever. Make sure it works, right? All right, we'll make it work. But point is, like, now you're getting pattern recognition of like what good entries look like, and pay attention to the time. That's really important. So 10 opens high. Oh yeah, it's literally what we just did. I didn't even mean to do that. 10's opening high. CISD. Huge opposing candles with the CISD in a gap. Set a limit just because whatever. 50% of the wick. And we make it work because we're going to. Bam. See? So that's what I would recommend you do. Understand phases of price, blah, blah, blah. Backtest, understand why you're losing. Oh, yeah, this, that, the other. Oh, like right here. Say you're trying to long this or something. Or let's say you're trying to short. Like, oh my goodness, why did this fail? Well, like this is just an invalid profile. Because like if we were catching this distribution, we want the open high CISD here after this CISD, right? 1, 2 CISD distribution. But it's like after it comes back up, we already swept the high. Like it just doesn't make sense necessarily. Unless it does, right? I don't know. Then you have clear invalidations. It's kind of my point. So study this move. Yeah, I mean, you really can't study that. You maybe could actually. Like what? Some sort of SMT maybe. Internal SMT. So you have your stage 2 close below. And then you get it right here. If again everything else aligns. Don't pattern trade, but bam. And then you get the distribution. So you have your 2 stages SMTs. You have your sweep. With this SMT, the daily open, it looks like open low, but yeah, it did. But you get the point. That's how you study. It's a bitch though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's not fun when you get shit on, but you get shit on enough, you get tired of losing, you lock in, you keep doing it long enough, then it'll be second nature. It takes a lot though. It was very overwhelming for me when I learned. Like a lot. It was, but again, it just takes that one moment. That's what you're chasing. You know that image where it's like the diamond, like where you stop pickaxing right before the diamond? It's the same scenario. Like you literally backtest every single fucking day until it clicks. You don't know when or what sort of session or something you hear. Like you don't know when that's gonna happen. You just gotta keep. Like I backtested 40 hours a week, bro. I did that for 3 months, bro. 40 hours a week, 38 hours to be exact. 3 months, about 2.5 to 3 months straight, and for hours, dude. Like I had 15 to 18 hour days, bro, where it just like I could not figure it out. I could like, dude, why am I like? How is this not manipulation? How is this not manipulation? Like we're doing that. It's like, bro, and I did like this kept happening so often. It's like, oh, like we have some, like, you know what I mean? But it's over and over. Like we swept out. Like I don't know. It's just you start to get tired of that shit. Reversing off previous week right here with an expansion, creating a CISD already. So if we were to imagine this on like the 5 minute chart, right? We have our SMT here. So we want Monday. Okay. So we want Monday to open low into this area. Or if we go up, Tuesday, sweep Monday low, have a Tuesday low of week, and then we continue expanding. Yeah, so this order block, like this high here is the same as right here. Same with YM. Let me look at YM quick. Higher low. Yeah, so all of them have the same exact draw. So we'll just mark this because this is relevant. We have equal highs on ES and relative equal highs on NQ. This is our relevant swing level we're displacing after the SMT. So we'll see if we can get on side with that. So this is pretty correlated, right? So I can actually look at all three, right? And choose which one strength switches and all that internally. We're just going to enlarge all this. So our relevant swing point can be this gap for everything. And I'm marking them all out because when I get into like the hourly, I can like see SMTs. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be our key level. Not hourly, we'll mark this one out because it has a little space, so we'll just see. So nothing until we SMT. Like I don't give a shit. Okay, so what I'm seeing right here, let me look at news real quick. So we have an expansion into what? Retracement. So I would suspect I don't really have a clear failure swing, failure swing, failure swing. So 9:30 has to manipulate. So we would look for a 10 a.m. continuation. Okay, so it looks like we want to go lower. SMT. So now I'm looking at body closures, right? I'm looking at what's weaker, right? So we have a bullish body close, bearish, bearish, higher high, higher high, higher low. So obviously ES is weaker. Let's get the closure. Okay, and NQ just rips down. SMT. Interesting. Which now I look kind of like this for longs because we are bullish. And let's look at the wick quick. We know we have to reverse here, right? YM, we still have a draw, previous day high. Okay, so ES is stronger. I'm not trying to force anything. Let's see. Do we have a swing point? We do not. So we just have to wait. Yeah. So, okay. Here's the fake SMT. This SMT here, the one here, right? See how NQ is doing this? ES is doing this. And then YM is doing this. The fact that we close below accepting the SMT and YM is taking it, we know ES is going to take out the low, okay? With a high probability chance. Like we technically, if I were to frame this short, have this, go to 4 hour, small wick. We can anticipate that, the swing point. A 30-minute. Okay. So see 1, 2, 3, 4 continuation. Go in the 3-minute. I would like a big opposing candle there. So I'm going to wait for maybe a retrace because ES is going to take this out and we might get a retrace here. And then maybe we could, okay. So already my ideas are already invalid, right? Because we would want the wick to be formed right here in this area and we just displace higher. So now my idea is invalid. We do have this SMT here. So as soon as, see how YM takes this low and then we get the 2-stage. So in this case, it would be something like, right? Something like this, right? 2-stage right off a candle low. Let's look at the 4 hour quick. Yeah, look at YM rejecting red. So again, the daily wick has to be formed here. So now I can, so if we're gonna, this high fail to take out this low, I would presume we take out this high. Okay, so now I switch bias with the 2-stage. So we have our SMT here. We have our SMT here. This. So like, let's see if the RR makes sense. Yeah, I'll probably take this. I'll do a little bit lighter just because it's Monday. I'm gonna fucking go, dude. Okay, so we expand into what? Consolidation. Now my main concern is this. Okay. I don't suspect. Okay. Well, spoke too soon. I was gonna say I don't suspect that we would SMT this, but yeah, so wait. Yeah. I was gonna say, like I said, I didn't say it yet, but the reason I'm looking for SMT is because we can't reverse without consolidation or without manipulation. Oh yeah, we had news, bro. Fuck. All right, whatever. We'll reset here. So now ES is definitely going to take out this low. This is an AMD reversal. Okay. It's an AMD reversal. Took that really quick. So maybe real time you go break even. Like maybe I'm not trying to, I'm just like, because again, you click really quick, right? And maybe trying to, this is how I get better, by the way. I try to evaluate what I could do better. Okay, so this is what I see. An SMT here, it's stronger. This order block here legit has to hold. Now, I don't know if I would. Yeah, so, okay. After this OB, you can go break even. Because if we displace through here, regardless of this wick, right? If we CISD this high, and that's also what created the SMT here, we know that we're going to head down to this low, right? So I'm reflecting on how I could have mitigated risk. It's like we know this has to hold to take out this high. Otherwise, we're going to take out at least this low because this low failed to take out this high. So what are we going to do? Sweep this low. What are we creating? An SMT. So if we are going, because we expanded, we need to create an SMT, expand away to create expansion met with expansion into continuation, if that is the case, right? So in real time, we could maybe mitigate as soon as we see ISD here. So you could go break even. That would make 100% sense. Okay. So that's cool to know. Let's go back here. So we reversed off this high here. So we're going to take out this low, which we did because this low failed to take out that high. So we're going to take out the low. Yeah. Okay. So nothing I really see here. We just got to play price out. Okay, so we disregard this SMT, meaning obviously we're going to take this SMT here. There we go. So we took an L, could have won break. I think real time, I would definitely go break even, but it's all good. We're just getting the reps in. Okay. Right here, we open low. Yeah, we have no manipulation here. I would really like to see us manipulate. It's kind of hard because we're so high in the range, but yeah. So I could break this down as to how possibly, let me look at the hourly. I'm going to skip this day just because, yeah. Yeah. So this was, I'm going to go back into it, but this was the long right here, SMT in the order block, swing point, open low. We know we have to reverse 9:30. Yeah, I mean, this would be crazy if you did it, which it's still valid technically. So there's nothing. Now, would I have taken this? I don't know. No, because we already took previous day. But if you see what I'm seeing, open low, we create the CISD. If you did hold a limit there, you could bottom tick that. Now, would I do in real time? No, because this already took out the high. But it is technically valid. Like this is really clean. But I'm gonna explain. Yeah, and then your 2-stage right here. Or not your 2-stage, but your internal that I always talk about. I guess technically, as soon as this closes here, can market enter right here. It's not, it didn't take out the high. Now, yeah, it depends. Like, if you went break even because it took out the high, but if you're bullish to begin with, like, this isn't, I mean, I'm sure some people would actually like hold this. But so here's the reason why we didn't need to sweep this low, but I wanted it swept personally. We have the swing point here. Now that I'm like reflecting on it, yeah, we didn't even need to do that, to be honest. The reason why is because we expand into expansion, consolidation, continuation. So like that's what I'm saying. And none of them. So here's this low. this low, and this low. So all of them swept this low, and this low. So honestly, and I saw it as I was clicking, like especially at 2 a.m. When we did this, what do? We have our order block, our CISD. CISD. So we expand, okay, which I can show you that. Expansion, met with expansion into consolidation, right? And then we expand again. What do? Pullback, creating what? Manipulation, and then everything we just talked about. So like expansion met with expansion into a pullback, continuation, right? And look at this, like on the higher time frame. Okay, so I definitely fucked up there, but we're just gonna skip because we already missed the move. But that was really, really, really clean. Okay, again, our draw is still these equal highs. So we already opened low. Oh wait, no, that's weekly. Thought it was, we're on the daily. Let me see. Okay, just marking this out for, because if we get a strong reaction, then we would assume the SMT is holding. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. We do have SMT at previous day, but we're opening low. Let's see what internally that looks like. Okay, it doesn't look too bad, right? We're sweeping internal, right? Because we know markets go from external to internal, right? So internal here to external, so internal to external. So we have no wick here. So I'd want to see an SMT here for sure with ES. Like ES has to go down there. So open low, we still have clear draw above us. We know our invalidation points. So we could just play this out until this sweeps. There we go. We got the sweep. So the thing here. Oh, wait. We don't have a wick over here, too. Damn. And we have. Damn. Okay. Let's look at the daily quick. So if we're anticipating Monday low of week, which is a classic buy day, right? We know that based off this, we need to reverse. You see that? Like we know if this daily is going to support an expansion higher, then we need to reverse soon. Okay. So what are we going to do? Look for reversal signatures, right? Look at this. Close outside the range. Close outside the range. Close outside the range. That is not reversal. So we wait. Close outside the range. We like, yeah, it's just 9:30. We get a 2-stage in here. Yeah, no, see. Okay. This invalidates expansion, right? Look at the daily. It just straight open low. Now, if you look at YM, see how we soup, right? We can reverse off that technically, right? So we got to be really cautious. Looking at opposing PD arrays here. It's like we swept this and we're doing all that crap. Okay. Let's just mark this out in case we get some sort of reversal signature. Place out. So we know we obviously are waiting for 10. Okay. Okay. So here we have no 2-stage at the low. Okay. We have none of that. So if we just keep opening high like this is manipulative. So if we look at the 4 hour, we know the 4-hour doesn't really support expansion very well. Now, I'm ignoring this SMT. Like, I don't really care about it until we get a 2-stage SMT. Because if we're going to trade a reversal, we need way more confirmation. So if we do this. Okay, so we have an SMT here. We know we have to reverse here if we're bearish. Just like that. Okay. So we have our C2 CISD, right? Creating this SMT here. A 30-minute. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm just going to short this. I mean, besides no wick, but like, I don't see why. Like, I think we just take out previous day. It's an open high. We know it. Like, this is where you start playing your odds, right? In a fair value gap, SMT, CISD, C2 expansion, right? So, the fuck was that? Oh, subbed. Dylan. Okay. So it's like, and like we have the SMT here, right? So it just everything makes sense to give the opportunity to short. We could, now I'm trading reversal right here. So I'm going to size way lighter. Normally what I like to do is get the continuation. So when we go up, then we go creating the internal CISD or SMT CISD, and then we enter there. But I'm going to size pretty light here because the risk to reward is bigger. So I don't want to risk like a lot. What the fuck? So I'm fine with taking this, but we need to displace here though. Why ES and not YM? Because ES is cleaner. I mean, look at YM, I guess, but I mean, you could. It's permissible. Yeah, it does have a smaller 4-hour wick. I actually do like it. Let me see. But like the CIST is way, let's see. Okay. I mean, let me look at this. The 30-minute. 2, 3. I mean, you could set a limit here. We'll taper this to like this low, previous day low. We'll taper it. But like this legit needs to tap and go. Yeah, okay. Like it, yeah. So this SMT needs to hold, right? Let's zoom out real quick. Let's see. Yeah, this hourly close is horrendous. So we could literally just end the trade right here. Let me look. Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, some T's. Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, wait. No, this doesn't look. No, it's shocked. Expansion met with expansion. Hold on. We got to reevaluate this. Because that's not right. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we can, it's very simple. There's a couple things going through my head. YM is weakest. Yes, it is. We have expansion met with expansion. So we're gonna disregard this SMT here. Yeah, it just looks like a strength switch, man. Like this is literally like here's your CISD. Um, what was I looking at? Yeah, like you have your SMT here, CISD. Like something like this is what interests me. Not gonna lie, with the LR, 2R, expansion. Like I like this. Like am I greedy for this? All right, we'll do low risk and then we'll move on. Oh fuck. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so see how this is actually like pretty good and look at YM. Okay. As soon as we break the SMT right right here. Soon as see how we accept it until ES does, and then look at the reaction. Bam, bam, and then bam. So like we could get out break even here. Which also I think I mentioned that. Like we might break the SMT to reverse. If not, I thought it might head, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we took out session, then we display. So obviously that the idea just seems incorrect. We'll tape read this. I'm gonna leave this here. I got out break even because of this right here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like we were on side ish, right? We recognized we took a small loss here. Okay. Cause we realized we're just gonna get stopped out anyways. We like expansion met with expansion into what? Key level, new phase of price expansion, creating an SMT, confirms manipulation, CISD, get your tab. And then let's see if this CISD right here, because this is what, the highest high broke the low or the whatever. Um, let's see here. No SMT though. Ideally, I would like to see an internal SMT, something like that. That would be perfect. And then you could wait for this CISD. Then you take this 50%, target wherever. Like this is that continuation model on a schematic. Internal SMT with an external, right? And then you get in on the CISD. That's legit exactly what this is. Days it Friday, I think we can expand. But the daily opening low, like CISD displacing away. I would not be surprised if this just ran. And we gotta wait for a ton. Actually, this looks pretty decent. I think YM is good to long, probably. Mm-mm-mm. Daily quick. Okay. I think I see what I want to see. I want to target this. Yeah. Okay. So again, this SMT is fake, right? We're accepting it. So I would anticipate YM to swing point. Yeah, like honestly, I think I would take this in real time. So this is the reversal. Nah. Oh my god. This is the reversal though. I feel like I'm just gonna get screwed on this. But ideally you'd want to trade the continuation. Like this. Yeah, I think I would. I think this looks decent. I can break it down if you don't see it. Yeah, that was good. All right, I'll break it down. And it does actually make sense that we either reverse off this level or this level. So, okay, yeah. Just highlight. Prior to this, we had SMT. Except we expand, consolidate, expand, consolidate, expand, consolidate. We know ES or YM is taking this high. Once we take this high, then we can take the low. All right, then we can reverse or then all the assets can take off. Or then we get like a minor pullback to continue. But until then, like they're just going to chill. And as soon as I saw that, I knew that. And then with the entry, what time is this? 9:30. What did we create? SMT with all the assets. Higher high, so we know we're stronger to get to this level. Two-stage SMT. So it is weaker, but here's the caveat, and this way you don't pattern trade. CISD. Where's the CISD? All the way up there. Where's the CISD? All the way up there. CISD. We set a limit. Stops here. So we can get a better RR. Because look at this. 1.5. Bam. So we bottom tick there. Then I was looking at time. I knew that this was in the end of the hour. 10 o'clock. So we're already on a propulsion block or an order block. So it's like opening in an order block. Get rid of this. What do we do here? Two-stage SMT, right? Or not. God, I keep saying that, but internal, whatever. Order block. Enter. Stops right here. Adjust. So it stops from here to here. So now this was technically, if I lost, this was an 8R trade because I was risking. How much did I make on this one? Okay. Okay, so I was risking like what, 200? But then as soon as I moved it to here, I was risking like, I don't know, $80 or something to make 500, right? So we can mitigate risk there. Full size here, aka the other 0.5%, because this was a full 1% trade. Stops here, and then wait, did I put? Why was this? Oh no, I was gonna say okay, right here, barely 2R. This was like this is literally textbook, like very. Again, everything I draw out. like every time I talk about this, we want our SMT, our SMT, and then the internal SMT, your CISD. Internally, we already have the overall CISD, right? The one right here. So